Oh.
Okay, so I put out a couple of videos earlier this week, and I got some pretty solid
Probably ought to have a sprint to Reno.
love
I
for them.
think.
So I'm gonna make another one where I'm doing a
Probably be
whole
a good
game
call.
because that's
Sure,
apparently
sure.
what was wanted. So
Alright,
I chose this game
come on,
because
cameras out.
I feel like I
Who
kind
plays cameras out
of
Shumble
went off on a
nowadays?
character that doesn't really go off, and
when we have our whole clan.
Right, it's never.
even though it ends
yeah,
up
it's
coming
never when
down
we're
to
clanned
a
up,
loss,
it's never clan v
which
clan. It's always
happens, and
always.
I'm
when
gonna
we're, like, the three
explain
of
why
us,
it
and it's like,
happened
yeah,
because
we're
I
gonna
know
place you guys against the
exactly
whole
why it
clan.
happened.
It's definitely the
And,
Oh, this
mod.
is
I'll
what
explain
that
some
feels
other
like?
little
Actually,
plays
it's
and
Vomit support.
some other cool stuff.
That's fucking whack.
Vomit support. That's
Here we go.
Should've been
wackadoo.
Neja.
So right away, like before the minions even get here, I'm gonna try to poke them because Sylvanas autos actually hit relatively hard. But I also don't want to get close enough to Freya for her to hit me because she hits turbo hard. I don't really land any real poke before the thing starts, so I'm trying to take some Freya autos, that way she can't clear the wave super fast because G-Ball doesn't. I hit the wave earlier and Vomit with my one. Vomit cracks my passive, poor guy. But I know we're going to lose this first clear, so what I do is I try to get as much poke on them as possible. Because I know that once we clear this wave and we clear the next one, we're going to be level 2. So I'll have my wisps and I can heal, whereas they can't. Like, Vomit's not going to heal up besides what he's got in pods. Freya's not going to heal up besides what she gets in lifesteal and pods. So I'm just poking, poking, poking. Especially Vomit, because he just stayed taking my autos. I don't know why. But we'll hit this last view right here. My G-Ball wasn't into taking any poke at all. So, but I hit 2 here. So that gives me wisps. Now we're in a great position for kill. See, Vomit's super poked out. Like, they kind of just didn't respect the Sylvanas autos, which is kind of silly because it's like they're super strong, especially at level 1 and level 2. See, now we win clear because Vomit's scared to step up. So now we have the pressure. G-Ball does a good job of forcing the shell. I block autos because if I don't, G-Ball would have just died. But Freya didn't really stop me from just walking at their Vomit, so I killed him. Kama shows up for some reason. Neja shows again. I couldn't have saved G-Ball even if I was standing right on top of him, because he died literally to the sash. So I mean, if I'm standing there, he could accidentally sash me, but like it's very unlikely. And I don't have my 3 to interrupt the sash damage, so there's pretty much no way I save him. I don't have an active either. So I mean, me getting the return kill onto Freya is kind of the best case scenario. Plus, we had a Kama there. I don't know why Kama was rotating that early to this fight, but whatever. He ends up blink killing the Neja, which kind of lulls me into a false sense of security. I think the Kama's going to be good, because typically people who are making blink plays are a little bit better off, like better players, and that was bad. That
My G-Ball still doesn't have his fucking dash. I'm pretty sure he's got darts in his one.
Yep.
Yep, sure does.
G-Ball didn't have dash yet, so I had to be like extra careful to like, keep him alive. Some people level the wisps on Sylvanas. I don't. I level the 1 because that sucker hits hard. Not to mention, if you hit somebody with the root, you're gonna confirm 2 to 3 more autos on them. 1. Oh. Okay. I'm an animal, I guess. So I'm trying to just block autos. Trying to pull them out of position as much as I can so that they just kind of don't feel comfortable in the lane. It also like lets them know, hey, if you mess up, I will hit my stuff. And that really does a lot to slow down like people's aggression, especially against Sylvanas in the early game. Like, if you know Sylvanas is gonna tag you with abilities, you try not to deal with them until you're like almost second relic. So here we clear purple, and I know we just gave up pressure. So we come back into the lane. I know we're gonna get out cleared, but I hear Freya crack her 1. You can see it because those autos are huge. See how they're exploding? So right here, I know she only has autos in her whoop. So I know if my G-Ball gets whooped, I just hit 5 and they're not 5. So this is what's going to happen. I'm going to hit the root, hit the ultimate, grab her, and hope my G-Ball follows up, which he did, which was perfect. He only had to throw 1 auto, so I mean he didn't have to do a whole lot. But seeing that ahead of time and knowing like what I'm going to do before it happens, like if G-Ball gets hit by that whoop, I know what I have to do. I have to zone out both enemy players, or they're going to dive G-Ball, and he's probably going to die before he gets his 3 off, because Vahman's going to hit the knock-up, so he'll never even get a chance to react.
Game, bitch. I'm Sylvanas.
So if I don't ult there, I'm pretty sure G-Ball dies. And it just happened to be, I hit a really good CC chain. Freya was not level 5 yet, so doesn't have access to Valkyrie's discretion to get away from me. Doesn't have her ultimate. So it's just kind of like a really weird over-aggression for them, especially knowing that I have an ultimate. Especially one it's Wrath of Terra. It's like one of the stronger ultimates at level 5 because of how much it does. It does a lot of damage, and it also disrupts super well. So I back and I buy Talaria's, which I'm an actual idiot because you can see my guard blessing is 1 stack off.
Came to my lane? I don't know, man.
I didn't notice that until I got back to base, which
Oh no.
it's not
yeah,
crazy big deal because we are super ahead, and I'm pretty fed for a support with 2 kills. But, so my guard blessing cracks at the end. We secure our own purple, which is kind of huge that we're actually getting our own purple. Because with Freya and Vahman, like, they should have been going at our buffs like a lot. Like, Freya can turbo out clear Xbalanque, and then like, even though I have great autos, I don't have an ability that hits the whole wave. So like, Vahman's got like all 3 of his abilities can hit the entire wave. They should have been just out pressuring us by wave clearing like super heavily instead of trying to fight, and they could have just taken our buffs. But they chose to fight. This is hilarious. Freya doesn't respect my damage, so I just killed her.
I know randoms on carry.
Like, I don't know what else to say.
Ford's over there kicking on K. It's Sylvanas, some shit.
I just sold her
That's top
ass,
kill
dude.
with Sylvanas.
Are you kidding me? Who are these people?
Yeah, she just kind of walked up the lane, and I know she doesn't have access because she
What's happening?
used him in the last fight. So this guy, I know I can go on because I have sprint and he's not very fast. He doesn't have full boots yet. I hit the root, hit the pull. X-Ball follows up perfectly. It's like, I know we can do that because we have the sprint, so I can definitely run him down because he doesn't have full boots. I have Talaria's, which is the fastest boots in the game, and I have the sprint. So it's like, we can definitely run him down. I probably could have ran him down without the sprint, but I wanted G-Ball to be able to run him down too. Because I don't think there's a way I kill him without G-Ball damage. So it's just to be safe, I cracked the sprint so that we can catch up.
I'm on my way, Phil.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Oh my
damn.
fucking god, dude.
You took a lot of
I don't
damage.
know why he's even over there. Why is he?
So like,
half
Phil
health
takes
behind
a
the
pretty
red?
early
Not getting
spill, like, to the Raijin. I try to
Not
get
even
back.
fucking good, dude.
Okay, he's got ward coverage too.
He's definitely got ward coverage right there on that corner.
Like right in.
So I kind of commit that to memory, and
here-ish.
I'm gonna end up sentry warding that later. So Kama knows the red is up. For some reason, like, he has the timer or something. I don't know why he's going there. Especially because we don't have a mid laner. So now he's gonna get hit by everybody. He doesn't have an ultimate, so I'm trying to get here to, like, save him.
Yeah.
fucking
but it ends up just killing me. It's just kind of bad positioning by the jungler.
Quick.
Like, without knowledge of where Vomit is, where Neja is, where Raijin is, like it's not a safe play to invade red. Like, both side harpies were up, like lefts and rights were up.
By himself.
So it's like, we could have just did those and it would have been a lot safer. And it would have like established mid harpy control for
You don't have a
Phil,
ward
which would have been
for red?
easier to
Don't go
maintain.
red. Gomer ass.
Yeah.
It's okay. Kama invades the red and it ends up costing me,
Just level
and
10. Oh my god.
it's whatever. That was kind of like one of the first plays, and I'm like, okay, Kama might not be up on the up and up, but that's okay.
On these side hustles,
We kind of go through. I try to get one of these at least. I don't.
Bitch, what are you gonna do?
Freya whoops me because reasons, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Walk away.
He's gonna kill me now.
Holy
And
crap.
Phil's just taking a lot of early deaths to a Raijin. I mean, it's Raijin,
Okay.
so it's
I
like
will go babysit. I think
he's gonna do a fuckload of damage in the early game. That's what you draft Raijin
it's
for.
not like good.
And
but
Ra's like pretty immobile, so it's like you're not drafting Ra for his like early game potential. You're drafting Ra for like siege potential because he has a great heal. He's got great prots. Like he's actually pretty squirrely in the late game once you have full boots and all that because of his passive. He's super quick.
It's not good.
But Kama clears mid wave, which is that's a no.
Tear old down.
Don't do it.
Don't worry,
Fucking
Kama's
Neja
clearing
keeps
mid-wave.
showing up in my
'Cause-
lane. Sweet.
Now
Fucking doing anything
Phil
with value.
is
Yeah.
2 levels down, whereas he could have came back and maybe been 1 level down. So it's like,
Apparently I just need to farm, but, you know, it's just not
Yeah.
something I've been doing.
not to mention like
Not have a tear on my ass. And they both know how deep they're down.
Kama's already like super far behind too, so I guess I mean
Oh, done.
it's okay.
So stupid.
Oh,
Why is there
hi
a lot?
everyone.
So here I get kind of scrooged. Phil got deleted in the back line, which I didn't see. I was up counter warding, and then literally their whole team shows up. But at the same time,
Shit.
like, there's no reason for Kama to be in the duel lane at all.
Why the fuck these tears?
Like,
I don't know.
at the very best, it's a 2v2 with, like, Freya Vaughn versus Gibelanke Camazotz. Like, you have no CC, literally no CC at all. Besides slows, which are not great at killing Freya. Because she's just gonna go, oh, okay, you want to slow me down? I'll just turn around and I'll beat your face in with my super amazing autos. And also, if it gets too serious, I'll just Valkyrie's Discretion away. Vaughn is completely unaffected by slows because of his his clear the path, his dash is slow immune. So, like, not to mention, Vaughn's one of the best fighters in
Why
the
is
game.
Cameron literally never where he's
Like in a
supposed to
straight up
be?
1v1, there's
Like,
no way you kill
if it's
him
gonna be
without
Vaughn,
having serious anti-heal
camping
on the
that's
Camazotz, so
fine.
it's just a bad gank,
Just leave that there. You don't need to go.
especially
trying to
when,
kill all
like,
those idiots.
the game has been pretty obviously grouped up around mid,
Yeah, it's like,
so Kama
Tyr,
needs to
Neja,
really,
and
like,
Raijin are there, and he just
stay
like,
in mid with
nope.
the Raw.
That ain't me, fam.
Like, me protecting the Raw is one thing. I have a lot of CC,
Dumb
but I don't
fucking
have
mid
damage.
lane mid, dude.
So it's like, enemies
Sentry top
know
left.
that if they
Thinks
work
it's easy
around
to
me,
kill, dude.
they are fairly safe. Like, they don't have to worry about dying, per se, to me. But Camazotz only provides damage.
your life
Like,
for
that's
that
what he
man, you
does.
know
He's
that, right?
damage. So it's like, if he's there, it might dissuade people from going in there.
Fucking great, bro.
Because you could potentially die. I ult trying to just get G-Ball out.
They're all down.
And I don't think he gets out, which is the worst part of this. Oh, he might. Yeah, he does.
I don't think we're fighting it, right?
Okay. Bauman's chasing him. I'm just waiting.
Vaughn
Can't
is-
hit Bauman until his ult goes down or it makes his ult last longer. And I hit the root on him to save
I just
G-Ball.
kept my boy alive.
Unfortunate that she got Valkyrie's Discretion off.
I'm so pissed.
Try to hit the pull just to bring it back because Raw's right there with his one available.
The worst thing I could have done.
He was a little out of range. It was on target though, but it was out of range. Tragic. hit the root, give him a little poke, take some farm out of here really fast. This guy doesn't respect the damage coming out of me and G-Ball, so he just dies.
Why is he back at our back heartbeat? Level 50? Dude, I'm so astonished that he's level 50.
Yeah, X-Wall calls the missing middle. We don't have eyes on Raijin, so like pushing that tower is a pretty bad idea. I get Wingblade because the slows are like being a super big pain in the butt for me right now. Because Raijin has a slow, Neja has a slow, Vaughn has a slow, Freya has a slow. Like, it's pretty slow centric.
We have a
Heck, even
Gamma
Tyr
side.
has a slow on his ultimate actually. So the Wingblade helps me
For
because
some
it immunes me
reason.
to slows,
Garbage.
and it also speeds me up for a second. So it makes me faster when I get hit by a slow, and it's on like a cooldown. Yeah. I also picked up the Sav because I feel like Neja is the one that should do a lot of
Maybe
damage
just
in the
need to
early
go
game,
through with
which
it and
is
reclass Camelot to a
pretty-
warrior already.
pretty accurate because
Honestly,
Neja's level 15 right now, so obviously he's doing like quite a bit of damage.
That's good.
G-Ball goes over and solos
Say,
Freya,
that dude
which
should have the biggest
I
fucking
hope so
lead of
because
all time.
he should have like an enormous lead from what I was doing over there.
Well, Freya's down 3 levels.
Like Freya's down 3 levels to G-Ball because of me. Like
I don't know
He
if
should
that
be
was
doing
really Freya's
pretty
fault.
good.
I just kind of shit on her. They thought they were gonna fight early because they had the bomb, but then they.
so Tyr's kind of like pushing our chalk pretty heavily, which
That guy's on.
kind of makes sense because chalk's not super great. Like he's
Gamma
not.
has brawlers. There's no way.
He doesn't have the pressure that you would like out of your solo lane,
Double stack.
which is fine.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
He does actually kind of provide decent like anti-siege, especially against Freya because like Freya's attack speed isn't incredibly high anyway, so Chalk's anti-attack speed reign is actually
Like, I didn't
pretty
secure that
pretty
huge
significant
lead for you to just
against the
concede, though.
sieges. Plus Neja's not building a lot of attack speed, so
All he does is
It-
live in the death.
it can be impactful.
On the
It's
way.
probably not going to be, but it can be. That's the thing.
They're coming straight for you.
Like in application it can be,
They're going for
but
back RPs, is what he's doing.
so Neja just clears my back RPs. I hit him with a root just to let him know I'm there,
Sash, bud.
and then he starts chasing me around.
Double.
But I'm like pretty quick because of the Wingblade.
You wanna come over here?
He kind of leaves me, and I'm waiting for a Raw and Kama. Like, that's what I'm doing right now.
Like Phil and Raijin.
I'm just waiting,
Yeah.
waiting.
Be real good.
Okay, good fight. I hit my sprint. I get it all. I hit the root on him. Pull him. He's dead. Oh, he ulted.
Okay.
He's right here where I'm standing.
Still missed the one, but that's okay. Kama's gonna finish him with the ult, which is good. Raijin's here, which right now, with Raijin being here, we need to leave. Like, Raijin's actually super big boy. He's level 17. So it's like, we need to go. There's not really any sustain option versus the Raijin. Like, he's just gonna pancake people
What?
because he's so high level.
Fuck.
So I'm just kind of juke walking, and somehow Spenny just, I don't know, must have big dick energy to him or something. I don't know. But killed Raijin. I think Raijin was like pushing super hard to get his damage off again one more time, like he was waiting on cooldowns. I don't know why I'm going on this like
Oh, fuck.
tier. There's literally no way we
Down, I
kill
guess.
tier. Like, we can't really kill each other as long as we have a wave
He ain't
here,
killing shit
because he
without
just
his
keeps
damn
healing.
Neja.
Facts.
So he just keeps hitting me.
Of course, I don't know if we can kill him either.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I'm gonna come over there. I have the divine room.
And say we're kind of waiting on Raw to come through again,
I gotta
because
leave
Raw
that
has
on,
ultimate.
man.
So if I can hit my
good.
pluck into, or just hit the root into the grab, like
He just
it should
is
be a
gonna
pretty
say
easy
bye
kill
to me.
for Raw.
He's a dick.
I have a Mesa right behind me.
But at the same time, Neja rotates over,
Great.
and I'm like, okay, I'm
About to
screwed.
get boned.
So I back off and go
Don't
this
like
way.
that.
he accidentally cracks my wing blade, which makes me pretty fast, and I'm just kind of juking. I just get enough mana to ultimate, and then I'm out.
Killed this dickhead. He's back already.
I'm just
And I just
juking.
made it out. Fuck you!
Couldn't believe I actually just made that out of there.
With 0 mana.
If he hits me with the sash, I
Decay.
die, like 100%.
Lick on my decay.
But I think he
Hey,
missed it,
baby.
so it's like, whatever.
Let's get a pestilence.
Like, I wanted Heart Ward, but at this stage of the game, they have so much, like, magical pen by now. Like, between Demonic Grip third item and also probably a Spear of the Magus third item. Either Spear or Divine. I think he's got Divine. Yeah, he has Divine. So
Damn,
it's
I didn't
like,
make it, guys.
by the time I would have gotten my prots
Doctor
up
said they couldn't
with a
put it
Heart
back
Ward, it wouldn't have
together.
mattered. Like, they're
Really
gonna have enough
unfortunate.
penetration to get through it. So I just go Pestilence to, like, slow down Freya healing, to slow down Tear healing, to slow down Vomit healing, like Neja healing, all of that.
How are you, fam? Come on over here.
Just kind of touching him, let him know I'm here. Let him know I can hit those free hand, so that he knows.
That's not happening. Okay.
Okay, getting
Alright,
slapped down by
Neja.
Neja again. Neja hasn't thrown his ring toss, so my wing blade hasn't been there's my wing blade.
Kinda on skates, aren't I, bud? I'm really quick boy.
And it's like, I think right there they realize, okay, this guy's fast. Like, he's actually really difficult to lock down.
The Neja's
Because
not
usually
even
Neja can just toss out the ring toss and you're just slowed to all heck. And Sylvanas with no mobility is really, really easy to kill. So I was kind of getting items that would make me a little more mobile and less likely to just get slowed down and killed. Because they're very slow centric outside of the sash from Neja. So I figure, yep, I'll just get a wing blade. And that should be good.
Look, this Ryzen's still looking for like 1v1. Okay, my one just didn't go off.
Raijin just wanted to fight all the time. I hit with the root, we sprint, it pretty much guarantees Raijin is dead. Put my 2 on him, Camazotz finishes, which is good. This fight gets crazy really fast. So I turn around, I'm looking over here, making sure that
okay, you're okay.
Phil is good.
Oh, not okay now, bud.
Just trying to keep Phil
Might
alive.
not have ya here.
He beats my root, but that's okay. We're just kind of, I take the ult off the Neja, which I know he was
You got
going
no
for
health on
raw.
landing. You got him. You got him. I believe in you. You're a fucking man.
fucking go!
And that fight changes right there.
Now I gotta get G-ball. I gotta get G-ball.
If he hits raw with that, we lose that fight heavily.
And I caught him with the fucking pull.
You get him with that pullback, because now his dash is down. Because he tried to dash away, and then I hit him with my pull. So now he just dies.
The inner compartment of it.
Okay, we
Just some good grabs and
Huge fight.
solid
Huge
team
fight.
fight.
Enormous.
We shouldn't even have been able to touch.
So now we can pull Gold Fury, and this kind of catches us
That was just
back up a
fucking
little.
better play.
Like, our Kama's still kind of brain dead in a lot of the time, which is
I
fine.
came in with a big shell.
He finally came
Yeah, I
to
felt that shell.
Alive.
Phil
Yeah.
felt it too.
Like in that last fight, it was like just good ultimate usage out of me, good shell active out of Spencer, kept Raw alive, and just Phil dancing, really, just
This is gonna
staying
be a
in
good
his
game.
own little heal puddle so that he's got solid prots from the Raw 2, and then just healing, just out healing the Neja's damage. I tried to get my 2 on him too, so like between my prots and Raw prots and my heal and Raw heal, like it makes Raw super tanky, like way tankier than they would have anticipated. And then Neja, I was just trying to stand between Neja and the Raw, and Neja ended up hitting me with his ultimate.
Dog shit.
And that
Almost 16
pretty
on
much
Freya.
saved us the team fight, because if he hits
Yikes.
Raw, we lose.
And Tyr was actually
Yeah.
very easy to kill.
And then that transitions into a Gold Fairy, and
Yeah.
we're doing pretty good. I go Shield of Regrowth here,
Granted,
because I want to be able to run down the back line. So for the whole game, Camazotz has not been doing that. That's like his whole thing, is to jump into the back line,
Yeah.
deal as much damage as he can
It's like
before
if
he
he
has
gets
to
away with
ultimate.
it, it'll be okay, but it's like Oh man, you were gonna take a long.
But he's not
time to
doing
get
that.
Some serious
He's taking a lot of like
He got it
1v1
stacked up,
fights
though.
with
That's what's
frontliners
crazy.
and
It's his
1v1
pen,
fights
that's the next
with
problem.
like the
Yeah,
midline
a lot of
with
pen.
like the
He's
Neja
got no XC
and
yet.
with the tier.
Oh yeah, he
And
does have
that's
XC. So
not
he's got
going
that
well
win.
for
I
him.
think
He's
he's
gonna
going
lose
into
that fight
Aussie or
every
Cairns
time.
or something. Yeah, he's gonna be swinging.
I'm
So-
gonna give you what you want.
I can't get to the back line other than blink or shield of regrowth with a wing blade proc.
Yeah, I'm on the way. I'm on the way.
So I figure, okay, shield of regrowth is a lot of HE5, it's a lot of MP5, and
Picking on
it's
the
a speed
turbos,
buff,
boys. I'm coming
like
in
a
with
speed
the
buff,
Blinkerino.
and it's
Oh, by
cooldown.
the way, what's your
So
second
everything's
bullet?
good.
Me? I have a shell.
Why doesn't it give you? It doesn't give you an option to choose this Neja hard anymore. It is blinking all the
Hit this Neja hard.
Go for the sprint through the fight.
Come on,
Tier
Kama.
makes a good
Come
play,
on,
and
Kama. One job, bro.
he just
One
kind
job,
of
baby.
zones us away from the fight, which is really good
He's not.
on his
He's
part.
just bad. He's just all
Freya
around
tries to
bad.
delete our G-ball in the back line. I'm just trying to block the Raijin from also doing that.
I have no idea how to play this game.
Just pulling Wallman back for fun.
Oh, Chalk, baby. You might want to ultimate.
Chalk gets a big
There
ult
you
off.
go. You man, you.
We try to get to this tower, because Chalk does have a
Back. I don't think he's back.
Emperor's armor, which will make the tower shoot faster. So we're trying to just kind of
Man, I can't stop
survive as long as we can, but our G-ball backs, comes back, and gets immediately deleted by
They
Raijin.
just do
Just
so
like
much
really
damage.
bad map awareness,
Our damage
and it's like
dealers
we're
are
starting to
not-
see it like
doing that.
Chemistoc's
Yeah.
is not
that our
present
randoms
and
are
our
not
fucking Z-Ball's
up to
not present
snuff.
Either.
which is tough, but
Really just unfortunate.
so they keep trying to like siege Phoenix. I missed that pull. If I do, we
It's
kill
okay,
Freya
they
for
get
sure.
Phoenix. This is all I really care
But
about.
they're trying to siege. This guy doesn't respect how fast I am,
Yeah.
so I hit the root on him, and I hit him with my 2, and then he bleeds out to my 2.
Okay. I say there's no way.
Like I'm a lot faster than
He
they would
actually had, like, 2
anticipate.
health.
Yeah.
So it gives me more rundown potential that they're not
I think
expecting,
I'm
which
gonna
I
have
really
to do
like.
more damage. Honestly.
Yeah, we're not getting it from jungle or carry.
So we almost lost mid Phoenix, and right there that comes down to they have a Freya,
I feel like he's gonna lose that.
and Freya is awful at taking objectives, like towers and stuff,
Their
because she
siege is
can't build flat
awful,
pen.
though. Like,
Yeah.
with Freya,
So we kind of have a really good opportunity. Like
that'll be
if we defend on Phoenix,
Oh,
we can
Yeah,
definitely
FG
like
on-
deal with them.
They're not doing it.
So I check FG here because
got
I'm
sentry
thinking,
out.
okay, they just
Not
took
here.
Portal, so they might be trying to go on FG.
Attack the gold
They weren't, so I got a sentry on it just to
they
kind of give
all
us
just
vision.
So
Yeah.
if we get position on it, we'll be able to get it. We want to get these.
Like I know
ASAP.
Gold Fury's coming up, so I'm trying to get over here to get a hold of Oracles so that we have the vision. Gold Fury's coming. This was the call, but like only Kama came, which
Yeah, you're actually not
is
wrong.
whatever.
300 minions there.
Freya's here. I just saw her walk around that little like cubby. There she is on the right.
I see Freya.
So-
Freya knows this is happening.
I know Kama can solo this because he has items
Dude,
he
I think
shouldn't.
our Camazotz has attack speed.
So I'm
by
just
the way.
walking around with Freya. I grab her, root her, she ults. Kama does the right thing and he resets. I missed my ultimate, which is kind of unfortunate because I thought she would land a little closer to me. But I just keep blocking her autos so she can't hit the Gold Fury. And then I rooted her right as the like Gold Fury is gonna go down, so that my Kama can immediately transition from the Gold Fury to fighting her right there, like super close, where Camazotz is gonna really punish you, like in super close range.
I think Kama
And I know she doesn't have an
Freya
ultimate,
has an Aussie.
so she
Kama has
can't
an
get
Aussie.
away.
That's what you're building on Kama. If you can't hit abilities, like
And it was at that point I looked at Camazotz's build and saw that he had an Aussie, which is not a core item on Camazotz,
this is gonna be a hot.
nor
game
is it a
review
good item on
time.
Camazotz. So
I'm kind of
w-
doing
we're starting to see the
Yeah, you are.
the holes, if you will. So at this point I'm super fast. I want more cooldown so I can affect fights a little more, and I want to be tanky. And I also want to where if I get Neja ulted and I go below the threshold of like a certain amount, I want to have a stun ready, which Mantle
Really
of
can't
Discord
revive
will
more
do
than
that.
what
If I
you
drop
do
below
again.
30% HP, I get a pretty solid stun.
Fucking,
So,
do more.
and it gives me more cooldown.
We do have a better comp.
Yeah, facts.
Like,
So
we
at this
have
point,
the
we're
other
just talking
comp,
about
so it's
comp,
really good.
and we have Sylvanas,
And I don't see
Chalk,
much
Just kind of turbo strong
and
right
like Ra.
Really?
Like we've got a pretty good
They-
like
they have a
sustained
divine
comp
rune
where
up.
we can just back
That is
up,
their
heal up, fight,
He's-
back up, heal up, fight,
he's
like
gonna
over and
step up
over
and I'll
again.
hit him with
So
my
it's
One
like-
of them
three,
to sprint.
but he's not gonna.
Our sieging should be pretty incredible with a G-ball.
Step up, bitch.
They're kind of holding us here. There they are. I was gonna say, where are the dudes from left? Because they were here a second ago.
Raijin's up there. We should take it.
Yeah, but Freya's right here. That's what I was looking for. Alright,
Like
so
when I open up the
definitely take the fight.
item menu, feel free to check out the fact that Xbalanque has double stacks.
Good force. Good force.
I'm just trying to run down Freya and force everything she has.
And Raijin's up. We gotta turn on Raijin.
Okay, coming
Yeah.
back.
I cracked my
Oh,
2 so I can immediately come back to this fight. Vaughman's going Donkey Kong on my G-ball. There's not really a lot I can do to peel for him. So I
good
root
hit, good hit.
the tier in place.
Sprinting,
Phil gets a good
forward.
2. See how I keep going to their backline and then back to my backline very quickly. Like
I gotta
you
protect
leapfrog
G-ball.
between the two. You never commit to one. You just have to keep going back through,
Neja, all down.
over and over and over again. I'm standing on top of Raijin so that he can't see. Like I'm trying to make it difficult for him to see past my big fat head.
Kill this fucking idiot. Sorry.
We
I
kill
couldn't get
Raijin
him
because
on.
he's in the
Really
back
didn't try
line.
to.
See, if I commit to the front line on that, Phil probably dies to Raijin. But because I come back,
I don't have.
I can get my 2 off, I can get my damage off over and over and over again. Like, go to their backline, come back to your backline, go to their backline, come back to your backline. Just leapfrog back and forth.
But
It makes
we're
it
taking
difficult
everything
for
up.
the enemy to really like,
Yeah, we'll restain and we'll get the tower.
one, lock you down where you're going to be in the fights. Like, they try to lock down what your plan is for a fight.
Ooh, especially if you have Emperors in command.
So if
here.
I continuously just go to the back line, they know, oh, Sylvanas is going to run to our back line, so why don't we just wait for him to do that and we just kill him and then we kill their whole team. So if
I can catch. I can catch.
if I'm not predictable, see that Shield of Regrowth comes in handy right there. Because that boy was going to get away. I could have blinked on him, but I didn't want to use the active, especially when I can just literally
Yeah,
run
hit-
you
hit
down
this
with
their,
Shield of
like, your one or
Regrowth.
something. Chalk, are you
But
okay?
it's just trying to be unpredictable so that I can
okay. I'm okay.
can get more stuff off and they don't know what I'm going to be doing.
I'm trying. They want my butt.
I
So
see,
here our
brother.
team's
I
kind of
don't have
getting
an active to
ran
save you.
down
I really don't.
by
We can take this.
Tyr and
There you
Vaughman.
go. All right. Yeah.
But I felt like I got
Fight
pretty
Vaughman,
decent
fight
damage
Vaughman.
off on the
Doesn't have
Freya,
much
which
strength.
allowed the Camazots to like just
Here,
1v1 her because the front line left her.
Here.
And that's what I'm talking about with like,
Got the ball.
see how her front line left
Okay, just
like,
push me around, that's fine.
Tyr and Vaughman both gas pedaled while Freya got left behind because Freya doesn't have a dash.
Down. Oh.
Yep.
That's that kind of stuff. It's like our Raw could get gas pedaled at any time because he doesn't have a dash, so I have to keep coming back to him.
Oh, piss. I wanted to get the guard. Oh.
Try to get my. Even if I hit the 3, it doesn't really matter. He's gonna die anyway.
Oh, I'm so dead.
I'm probably dead
There's
too.
no way I'm alive.
Yeah, I'm dead for sure. It was just like an overextended fight on left that
This game with what
caught us.
G-ball.
Plus Xbalanque didn't come help fight us. He literally went to right lane. Like, I don't know why he keeps doing that. Like, if he groups up with us, he's got double stacks, Executioner, and Kin size. He will explode people. Like, it doesn't make any sense that he's running. Frey makes a great, or not Freya. Phil makes a good play and
Ooh, what a beads.
ends up
What a beads.
um,
Too bad G-Ball's gonna
saving
die.
Mid Phoenix. That was also a really good beads out of Phil too,
Maybe he won't.
because he dodges the ultimate out of Neja after the sash. It was really good. It's like really good in active usage, but you can see like right there that They almost had a
Like, you
complete
gotta be a scrub,
deicide.
get my snipe.
They still couldn't get the Phoenix. Like,
Today is not a raw day, bro.
that's
That happens.
what Freya does, man. She just can't get towers.
We can win these team fights, though, somehow.
So they take a Gold Fury, which is kind of fine. Like, we're still up.
More
A little
bullshit,
bit.
We can win team fights than anything else.
Honestly. Like they got that. So
Wait, no, we're not. We're down like 5k at this
uh,
point. Okay. So all of our lead is
big
evaporated.
time.
And we're giving up the Gold Fury, which
Yeah.
at this stage of the game, I don't really care about Gold Fury. As long as we're not giving up FG.
Get back and we get a
But
win.
they were like pretty scared to try to do FG, which
I wanna walk around with
They just
my
dropped a ward on our
kind of makes sense because they don't have like crazy late game. Like Raijin's not insanely late game oriented, so he just hits me with that. I don't really mind it. I'm kind of getting tossed around a bit, but there's not really a lot I can do about it. I don't know why Camazot's ulted early right there. He should have just stayed and fight.
It's
Yeah.
actually really
I don't
starting
know why
to
he's
All their
telling me
CC was
what
already
to do,
down.
like,
Tyr had fearless me, and Nasra had like hit me with the sash. There was really no reason for him to
He's
ult.
gonna center.
Like he can just box it out. Like he has an Aussie, but he's not trying to trade with
Ninja
it, so it
down?
doesn't make any sense.
Missed.
So I sell my boots, get a 1500 pot, and I end up with
Yeah.
Relic Dagger because I want more sprints. With their team being so like slow centric, I want to have my sprint up as much as possible
I'm
to
gonna
try
start blink
and get
ulting
Raw
the,
out and try and get
Freya.
Gibalanke out. Like Kamos
He's
should be
good.
fine by himself because his ultimate removes him from combat, so slows don't really
I'll
matter.
be right here.
God, where'd he go?
Unfortunately, like our Camazotz just gets deleted in that fight because he ulted
Freya being
earlier
sent
for
down.
no reason, so he didn't have an ult to save him. Unfortunately, Phil gets hit by a really good ring toss, like just a good freehand ring toss. I'm trying to get people out, so I keep running forward to make them look at me. Once again, G-Ball's just like not here. He's not fighting. He's just pushing waves,
I don't think we win this fight, if I'm being
Like,
I don't
completely
think
honest.
so. Yeah.
so it's just tough.
Especially not when Raijin.
Maybe. but I don't
Raijin's about to
think-
show.
Just got hit with a horrific.
Not
Oh
able.
yeah.
This guy won't fight, dude.
And right here,
Yeah,
I'm
Zebul
getting
showed
kind of
up to
upset
fight
because
8
like
minutes too late.
Gibalanke won't fight, and by the time he decides that he wants to fight, it's already too late. Like, they've already blown their cooldowns, that's the time to fight, and then when they have all their stuff back up,
Honestly.
that's when he goes, okay, it's time to fight now. And it's like, no it's not, you're gonna just die now. Like,
People are so bad.
and I'm getting tilted, so I'm missing abilities like an idiot.
I
I gotta stay focused.
That's gonna be the only like solace is that
So,
we
I'm the
might
one that said
be able
no
win just
to the
because
surrender. Like, in my head, I'm like, this is a winnable game. We can absolutely win. Like, Freya's trash at getting Phoenixes. They're not doing FG because they're afraid to go try to do
to
it.
group up.
We can do this. This is definitely winnable. If the stars align, G-Ball fights,
Tactics, I want defend,
and
objective.
Camazotz is not a silly muggin for 2 seconds, we can win this fight. We can win a fight and go down and siege well because we have 2 healers and a great sustained tank in Chalk. We can definitely do this. So I keep saying no to the vote, to the surrender vote. I don't know who's putting it up, but I keep saying no to it because I think we can definitely do this. I'm trying to get wards out so that we don't get caught out in the jungle areas. That was something we've been doing like a really poor job of, was warding. I think Camazotz literally placed 0 wards in this game, and I think Gibalanke placed 2. So, and that should be upwards of like, in a really long game, like 15 to 20. In a really long game, which is what this was, probably somewhere along like 25 to 30, like a lot. Camazotz is going out there solo to try and deal with FG. They have a great pick comp, so like an idiot, he gets blowed up. I'm saying retreat like
Camazotz has
rapidly,
Aussie?
but they're not respecting the calls. Like, and which doesn't make sense because I've been playing really
Why?
well like the whole game. You should probably
No.
listen to my calls.
Come
But they're not.
We're not meant to win.
So I'm just sitting on Phoenix because this is where we should defend. Like, even with them having FG, this is where we should be. Because Freya can't deal with towers. And
It's fine.
our randoms just couldn't like grasp that, so they kept stepping out like the Kama did and just dying.
Why are you up there?
Like G-Ball right now, why are you where you are? Like
He's about to get.
this is right here. If he gets hit by that Fearless, he is dead. Like, you shouldn't be anywhere near where that is right
The
now.
only one that
So I'm
can
checking
beat
my
me
back
at
line.
the tower right now is me. That's a fat move.
Watching the front line. Freya ult, so now I don't have to try and force it myself. Vomit is tanking tower, but I can see him running. He's getting low health, so I know the tower's going to target switch. I know the target switch should be there, and I see that it is not on tier, so it's on Freya. So I immediately go to Freya, get the root. She gets hit by a tower shot, hit the 3. She gets hit by a tower shot. Ultimate, she gets hit by a tower shot. Dead.
I got shot.
So we saved the Phoenix. Like that play, single-handedly saved the Phoenix.
Got half the kills.
I'm super fast.
go.
I could definitely run down mid, catch Raijin, or at least force him to like not be backing. He has to
Also,
walk
three
the
members
entire
of the
way
family
back.
Members were killed in that fight.
This is a win. We just won the game.
Big facts.
But take a look at the bottom right side of our map. Where's G Blanque?
We don't even have our hunter. We can't do this.
Yep. No G
One of the
Blanque.
cameras off with Aussie. Yeah.
Okay, so with G Blanque, and we have a full wave coming up. He's double stacked with 1 billion power.
Like, what is happening? Why does this guy not want to do anything?
We win the game.
Smart.
Because Phoenix would be down right about now. But I'm taking tons of damage off of it.
While he's being a brain dead.
Phil gets a great ultimate onto the Neja. If we have Phoenix down right now, we win the game. 100%.
I hit it for 100.
There's no question.
140.
It's just Raijin in their front line. Then Freya shows. Like, it's just taking way too long. If he's there the whole time, this game is already over about 8 seconds ago.
I literally can't go. I'm just dead.
I know, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna try and get out.
So I try to go over to the right side just to like get more of my teammates out.
Sick.
I've never been a raw dude.
So they stop chasing Chalk, they stop chasing Raw,
Than our hunter.
and our G-Ball
Yeah.
gets out alive.
I got a heal for you, Center. If you get to come back here, they have no anti here. You just stay in there for a second. You'll be good.
Yeah.
So I do a fuckload of damage.
G-Blanque continues to try and like fight off the Phoenix, which I can only kind of see from like Spenny's angle. But Vaughn just goes on him with the Colossal Fury,
Never fucking mind. Holy
and then he switches over to Raw, and Raw just gets deleted by him.
got no fucking damage.
Yep. Like, Chalk is doing his absolute most,
Why the fuck am I
but
going for
he's Chalk at the end of the day. Kama just gets immediately obliterated because he's terrible and has an awful build. Like, he has no defense, which is a
Name just died, and you're
bad
on
play.
top already.
Sick.
I get the blink, try to get in with the ult, try to get a root onto Freya. I'm trying to just kill Freya, but it's whatever. See that last fight? If X-Ball comes with us instead of diverting over to right lane for over 30 seconds, we win the game. So
Yeah, no, if
sometimes
we were sieging mid
you don't get to win, you know, like
I was there,
little mistakes like that or just like not listening to the call can actually just throw the game.
All five.
Like,
All five of us walked away fine.
it happens.
One another.
You know, you try to learn from it, try to see what you could do better.
Yeah, honestly, we would probably
But-
wouldn't have had to walk away. We probably
Yeah.
could have won if X-Ball was.
X-Ball through the game.
Phil killed Neja.
But
Big facts, actually.
all around, pretty good game though. I feel like I did the best I could do out of the support role.
I was healthy enough
But
to
yeah.
take Titan.
So
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed me running that back.
X-Ball lost to
I feel like it was pretty good. If you end up having any questions or like any input or comments, whatever, feel free to put them in.
Told him, like, bro, listen to
So,
calls,
yeah.
and then
Alright, man.
he was like,
Be safe.
nah.